1. It's a great go-home show to AEW Revolution. This is AEW Dynamite Review for March 2nd, Wrestling Never Sleeps podcast. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Wrestling Never Sleeps podcast. I am your boy, of course, Jared Never Sleeps, with my co-host, Rel in the Cell himself, live from cold-ass New York. Rels, how you doing today, man? It's been a while.
Actually, it wasn't that cold today. Actually, it was a nice, warm spring, like 55 degrees today.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't Miami, baby, and we was around 75. It was nice. Had some shorts on today and a tank top. It was great. It was great weather. But let me not rub it in too much here. We're here to talk about
like that plus in the 2 months. Give us a couple of months. We'll be back to normal.
Yeah, we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite for Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. And what a crazy go home show for this episode. First and foremost, the big news. Oh, you know what? Before I get to that, make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. We have videos virtually every day about wrestling, about sports entertainment, and all the shows that are going on between WWE and AEW. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to know when we drop videos, which is like pretty frequently on this channel. But yeah, let's get into it. The big news coming out of this episode: Tony Khan has purchased Ring of Honor from Sinclair Media, and this was his big announcement. This was exciting news, and I know you had a kind of some opinions on that early in the day, but after the announcement actually came out, what do you think about the news?
Well, you know, earlier we discussed that it possibly was going to be the streaming
off camera,
service.
yeah.
But this is a big deal, though. This is a huge deal, actually. For one, it keeps some of the wrestlers within their jobs. They get to keep their jobs. Two, now you can just think of all the possible. If you thought AEW had dream matches within their own roster, imagine what Tony Khan can play around with now with a Ring of Honor roster. Bryan Danielson versus Jonathan Gresham, take my money, everything, all of it. Oh man, the violence in that match, the pure wrestling in that match. You might finally get to see the Briscoes and FTR now. Which is crazy because, you know, I was having an off conversation with one of my friends during the show, and I was telling him, now you can see the Briscoes, and then it hit me. The Briscoes are ROH Tag Team Champions. There may be another set of tag team belts to float around now with about the 1,000 tag teams that's in the AEW Tag Team division.
So I wonder if it's going to be kind of like because WWE has Raw and SmackDown, right? I wonder if AEW will have like, you know, Rampage and then Ring of Honor or something, or Dynamite and Ring of Honor, AEW versus Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I think the big question would be, will he be able to get Ring of Honor on a TBS or a TNT? That could be big.
Man, I mean, where's the space at? I guess, what, Tuesday? Well, when's NXT? When's the NXT's Tuesday? Thursday night. If they can get a show on Thursday night.
Nights.
Ring of Honor Thursdays, and they'll be wrestling every day of the week pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be stepping on Impact's toes, but Impact doesn't have nearly the amount of viewership it should have, because Impact has a really good show too, which also has integrated a lot of Ring of Honor talent lately. They have a whole they have a whole ongoing feud with Ring of Honor talents, which are called Honor No More. So it should be real interesting to see how this all fits in, and hopefully maybe what we did discuss about the streaming, maybe this may be one step closer to a streaming service. Maybe you can put ROH on the streaming service. Who knows? But the possibilities are endless now.
And I think what's great about this for AEW is they can kind of just follow the WWE template of having a network and having a content. Now they can have the history of Adam Cole and his whole career, or the history of Bryan Danielson or CM Punk and all these guys, all these talents that have spawned from Ring of Honor. I just see it as a great opportunity, just because I just understand how important the value of owning content is so they can always license
Mhm.
their stuff out. And yeah, definitely a great business move for AEW, I would say.
Just think of the downloadable content in the AEW game now with all of these Ring of Honor wrestlers.
Right.
It's ridiculous. He
Documentaries.
that so he already has 20, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years of now ROH footage, and he has the rights to All Out now, or All In. I think it's All In.
Yeah,
That was the
all
first show
in.
they did.
Yeah, that's like
So
the
now he has the
original
official.
AEW pay per view, pretty much.
Yeah, so now he has the rights to that, all of their video library. So imagine all that Bullet Club stuff that they've done in ROH over all of the AJ Styles matches, the Samoa Joe matches, the Brian Daniels, the CM Punk matches. So like I said, the possibilities are endless now. Now it's just a matter of how is he going to present this ROH footage?
You know, my question was, I was kind of wondering. I'm surprised that WWE didn't really, try to get this footage because I feel like that's very valuable to them as
I
well.
thought they were.
Yeah, like there was
I
doesn't seem
thought
like
they
they were in
were.
the
I
in the
thought they
bidding
were.
war.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they
So
need that footage as well.
now my question is this: if you're Cody, what do you think now? Like, I'll be
Well,
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, off topic, but I feel like AEW has done nothing but big W's since the whole Cody leaving AEW situation. Think about it. Since Cody's left, what have they done? They've signed Shane Strickland. They've
yeah.
signed Buddy Matthews. Now they acquire Ring of Honor. So it's almost like Cody doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, like the ultimately when all that
In the
Cody
realm
Rhodes
of the
news came
AEW
out.
world, it's like he's not missed.
Yeah, when ultimately when all that Cody Rhodes news came out, they were saying that Cody Rhodes staying or leaving was up to Tony Khan. So Tony Khan, knowing that he has this in his back
Hmm.
pocket that he's got a forthcoming. It seems like they're having a streaming deal with HBO Max. He's about to buy Ring of Honor. So when you have to make those
Which will be
decisions to,
which people don't
hire,
understand.
yeah, when you have to make those decisions to, give Cody Rhodes more power as far as his character, creative and all that, or just kind of just letting him go, then I feel like it kind of was the right decision for Tony Khan. I can see both sides, but I can see why Tony Khan was kind of like more or less like ready to let him go.
Yeah, and let's be clear too. That if they can possibly get on HBO Max, that is a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
HBO Max is a big streaming service. That will be huge for AEW. And to put the Ring of Honor library on there as well, that would be huge
Yeah,
for
people will
wrestling
come back
fans
for
in
that for
general.
sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now the question would be would they put the pay-per-views on HBO Max as well? Sort of like how WWE does with Peacock.
Yeah,
Because that would be
I
easier
think
too, because
so. I think so
I
because
think
I
so
think
too,
that whole
because I
pay per
think
view
when
model is dying. It's a dying model.
yeah,
So
that and I think it's easier to navigate than having to go through BR Live for it. Like,
yeah,
so I think it would be a big deal for them to get that streaming service. I say I want to go on a limb and I say they're probably one step closer to it. So I would say probably by All Out. No, by Double or Nothing. I'd say by Double or Nothing they'll have a streaming service in line.
when is double up thing? That's like another
May
what 3 months
Memorial Weekend,
in May.
Memorial Weekend. Yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't think these rumors come out of nowhere. Like, I think there's got to be some type of truth to them getting a
mm-hmm,
streaming deal with HBO Max.
mm-hmm. It's
So,
gonna be it's a huge W for AEW either way you look at it.
but I will say that they're not catching up to WWE anytime soon. I'm sorry, I can't see that. That thing is a well-oiled machine. It's not
I
even
don't even think
close.
I don't even think at this point I don't even think they should try. Just stay in your own lane and just
Yeah,
continue doing what you've been doing.
yeah. AEW is more of
Take your
a
shit.
promotion for hardcore fans, people that kind of like
Mm-hmm.
want more of the professional wrestling, and then WWE is like kind of like a marketing agency that's you know positioning itself as a wrestling company. It's not really not. It's more of a entertainment spectacle.
Exactly. So I should say, stay in your lane and just enjoy the fruits of your labor right now. Obviously, Tony Khan money long because
Yeah.
that man buying everything under the sun.
In this episode, what else stood out to you?
The CM Punk MJF segment
Oh, let's talk
because
about
it
it.
really it really truly showed what a douchebag MJF is. But he's the best heel in the business. You can't even say nothing. You know, he suckered CM Punk And the funny thing is, after he hugged him, when he walked away, the first thing I thought in my mind, he's gonna kick him in the nuts.
Yeah,
And it's exactly what he did.
like Jericho did to Shawn Michaels at
Yes, exactly what
yeah
it was at WrestleMania 19.
yeah
Yep, that was exactly what happened. And his segment, his promo after telling CM Punk that he should have never trusted him. He's a snake. He's the devil himself. It's gold. Or you just, but it also just telegraphs the fact that CM Punk's not losing on Sunday either.
yeah. They kind of telegraphed it way too much, but I mean, I think that even their last match, which showed us when CM Punk lost twice in Chicago. Maybe they do that extra swerve and CM Punk loses to MJF. Maybe they want us to think that it's telegraphed. It wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I think CM Punk has to lose. I think MJF has to get the W. Still,
because you know what can happen. You know what can happen. MJF can win, move on, and then they can circle back around later on when MJF is world champion.
Yeah.
And it'll put CM Punk, and it will be. I think two people at this point would be perfect to take the belt off of MJF if he's champion.
Oh, Adam Cole, Adam Page.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about MJF because MJF is going to be the eventual next world champion. So I feel like the two people capable of taking the belt off of him would either be three. It would either be CM Punk, Darby Allin, or Wardlow. And the reason I say Wardlow is because later on in the night. I only say that because later on in the night, the tension between Wardlow and MJF is building, and it's coming to a head soon. It's almost at its boiling point. MJF told him tonight that when he wins the okay, so let's rewind a little bit. Wardlow has his match.
Mm-hmm.
He powerbombs Symphonies the hell out of Cesar Bononi.
Yeah.
Sean Spears tries to take his spotlight again. But Wardlow stops it this time. They have a brief stare down. Fast forward now to the backstage segment. They get into each other's face. MJF comes and now he tells Wardlow as a peace offering, if he wins the Revolution, the face of the Revolution, and wins the TNT title, he can have it. He doesn't have to give it to him. And then MJF slowly walks away and goes, "Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna win anyway." And then Wardlow says, "Yeah, because I'm too busy saving your ass every time." And then he slaps the shit out of Wardlow. So it's only a matter of time before Wardlow can't take it anymore.
You know what? But here's the thing.
And I think AEW.
I think
AEW is doing a brilliant job of building Wardlow up right now.
Absolutely.
The fan support that they're getting behind him.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not doing it too quick, as much as we want it to be over, but they're building it. The fans is behind him. The Powerbomb Symphony might be the hottest thing in wrestling right now. So yeah, I think they're building Wardlow up perfectly. They're doing it the exact right way.
I think there's so much space on the roster, and they have so much time to really even slow roll these stories. Like, okay, let's say that MJF beat CM Punk on Sunday. I feel like he can go into a feud with Hangman Adam Page, and maybe even Wardlow kind of by accident or maybe on purpose cost MJF the championship against Adam Page. So then you can just shoot off to that story. So MJF doesn't necessarily have to be the world champion. I feel like it just has to be known that he's in that kind of main event scene without necessarily having to win. Because I don't think they're gonna take off the belt. I don't think they're gonna take the title off of Adam Page anytime soon. Because I mean, if he loses anytime soon, that's like the worst reign that in AEW history. He's kind of even now like a lame duck champion, I would say. So I see them kind of like getting a couple more matches out of him with big names and see where it goes. But again, I don't think necessarily MJF is a person that has to have the title right now because he's such a great character. You can do other stuff with him instead of being in the main event.
That's true, but to counter that, I feel like him being world champion is the ultimate. It's like the ultimate reward for being the biggest heel in the company.
Right.
You can only be the biggest heel in the company so long without a championship before people stop believing in anything you say.
But okay, look like for example, like the character of look at the character of like a Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson, can be AEW World Heavyweight Champion, but he doesn't really need to have it. He can go and do a feud with Jon Moxley. He can go and have a feud with a couple of guys he wants to just happen to work with. He's obviously main event, but he doesn't need the title right now. So I think you can kind of slow cook it as well. Like, same thing with MJF, and just kind of like he hovers, but he doesn't have to be champion.
Yeah, but then again, once again, to counter that, if he beats CM Punk, then where do you go from there? You can only go to world titles.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, you beat CM
There's
Punk.
nowhere else
You
you
have
can
a.
go.
But I'm saying you beat CM Punk. You have a feud with Adam Page. You have a match with Adam Page.
Mm-hmm.
Wardlow cost you the match, so now you have Wardlow versus,
And now you
and then Adam Page can do
MJF
something
throughout the
else.
summer.
Adam Page versus Danielson. Adam
I
Page
mean, yeah,
versus whoever.
because technically, if you do it correctly, if he fights, and let's just say MJF, let's just fantasy book for a second. If
Yeah.
MJF fights Hangman at All Out, no,
Yeah.
I mean at Double or Nothing, and Wardlow causes him, Wardlow and MJF can feud throughout the summer, and that match can happen at All In. I mean All
Yeah.
Out in September. So
'Cause-
it does make sense
Because MJF
AEW
again, he's
do
and also he's
long-term
only
story.
24 years old. You have so much time with this guy to just have different feuds, and so he doesn't need the title right now. But you just gotta let it be known that okay, he can be a main eventer. I think that's the best way to
My
book
only
him.
problem with AEW, my only problem with AEW is that once you lose the world title, where do you go from there? When you're the world champion and lose it, like where do you go from there? Because there's so many other people like that can take that spot. It's almost like you can't go backwards. Like it's not like you could win the world title and then go back and be TNT champion.
So I think that's an issue that Hangman's gonna have because Hangman needs that title. If he doesn't have that title, he's pretty irrelevant in my opinion. That's the vibe I get from him. If he doesn't have that title, people are not gonna care about him. So like for him to lose, like what do you do with him? He's gonna fight Sammy Guevara next or something, or for the TNT? So it's like there's no rematches and they don't have any rematches. So it's like you go on to the next thing.
Yeah, he would have to be thrown into like a Bullet Club feud, a storyline, or something like that. That's the only way. That's the only way he would stay relevant after he loses the title.
And I say this every week, like him as the world champion, it just does not stick with me. I just don't think I don't care about the character. I think there's better people that could be the champion. So it's kind of like, just I don't know. Even like let's talk about the Adam Cole and Hangman feud that they're having right now. So they had a 3-on-3. This is the main event of the night.
That was a pretty good match. I kind of knew who was going to take the pin in that match.
Yeah.
If you know wrestling like we know wrestling, Adam Cole couldn't lose because he got the title shot Sunday. Hangman couldn't lose.
They're not going to be physical at all.
Couldn't lose because they're in the tag team title match.
Yeah.
Red Dragon couldn't lose because they're in the tag team title match on Sunday. John Silver wasn't going to lose because he's immensely popular with the fans. So Alex Reynolds
John
by
Silver.
elimination had to take the title.
I hate John Silver though.
Yeah, but the people love him.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like it's a stupid character.
Freakishly strong.
Yeah, he's like.
So wait, hold up. So you don't like him like you don't like Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, I don't like that type of wrestling. I don't like that style. I don't like the Danhausen stuff. I like the Bryan Danielson stuff. I like the CM Punk stuff. I like the MJF stuff. It's like the more realistic stuff I like.
You know what's crazy, right? I'm watching the main event, right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, John Silver's manhandling Adam Cole, right? And you look at it, and you're like, damn, this looks like a total mismatch, right? Like
I told you that.
If you think about
I told you that.
No, but then if you look, but I say it looks like a total mismatch inside, and because it really shows how small Adam Cole is.
Yeah.
Right. But then you look at, like, say if you've seen an Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson match. They're all between the three of them. They're all pretty much the same size, but it just seems like Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole would have a more believable match than an Adam Cole and a John Silver.
Do you know why? Because Bryan Danielson's not going to position himself where he's fighting Orange Cassidy in dark matches, where he looks like it's how these guys are presented. And Adam Cole has since he's been in AEW, he's presenting himself like a chump. So he shouldn't be working with these guys. Like 10 is a big athletic guy. So when you wrestle him, you can't, and Adam Cole's like really small, so you can't position yourself to look like small. Like he's got to kind of be smarter with his booking, but for some reason he just hasn't been.
By the way, you heard this here first. 10 is taking his mask off soon.
I would hope so.
I'm starting to notice a pattern in his. No, I'm starting to notice a pattern in his matches. Where a lot of his matches, he's starting to lose matches because they're figuring out how to use his mask against him. And it's costing him matches. Like the Adam Cole match, he used the mask against him. And in this Battle Royal, the Tag Team Battle Royal, they used the mask against him, and that's how he got eliminated. So I figure eventually he's going to take the mask off.
Well, I think he has to take the mask off ultimately because you just can't your career is pretty much dead if your name is 10 and you're wearing a mask. Like you have to have somewhat to more flair to that. That's just not marketable. 10's not going to be the world champion. 10's not going to main event a WrestleMania. So you have to be a character. So yeah, I can foresee him taking off that mask soon.
All right.
Honestly, why is the Dark Order still even a faction? Like, what is the appeal here?
It really has no luster anymore. They're just a group there just for the sake of being a group.
And it's like just comedy jobber guys, but they're not jobbers.
All of them too.
Yeah,
all of them.
all of them.
What else did I? Top Flight is back as a tag team.
I saw
They had a
that.
great showing, and they had a great showing in the Battle Royal too. They were the first team out with FTR. By the way, I love the Casino Royal Battle Royal.
Yeah, it's just different
because it's a tag team Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That's uniquely different.
Although I wish they had like a longer like entryway. It's kind of like that
The
small
problem with that,
at Daly's
yeah, that's
place.
the problem with the Daly's place. Yeah, exactly. But if they were like in a New York with a longer ramp, it would be a lot more appealing.
Oh, you have a comment right here. D Star says Tony Khan's announcement was a letdown for me. Honestly, and thanks Tony. Thanks D Star for commenting. But honestly, I can see how people are let down by that. But I don't think people realize how big that news is to have the property of Ring of Honor.
That's what I'm saying. Like in terms of Tony Khan's quote unquote air quote like big announcements that he said, this is actually ranks up there with the high ones. It's not like a Christian one where it was a dub. This is like you said, people. I don't think people really understand how big of a deal this is. Like, my thing is, I don't know D Star, but my thing is for D Star, like if this was Vince McMahon buying Ring of Honor, would he feel the same way? Because I'm beginning to wonder, like these wrestling fans. Like I'm be honest with you, wrestling fans on Twitter are the worst right now.
Wrestling fans everywhere are the worst. The worst.
Because it's like. Okay, AEW doesn't get over 1 million viewers. Oh, they said they were going to get 1 million viewers every week. They're like, you really want wrestling to be dead in the water so that way WWE goes back to being the only company?
Yeah.
And we're stuck with miserable 3-hour Raws again. Like, I just think people should just be happy. Like, if he bought this, now you just look, it's more wrestlers, it's more opportunities, it's more dream matches.
It's an alternative. It's an alternative way of thinking. It's an alternative way of doing things. I'm glad that AEW's around.
Yeah, exactly. Where would we be reviewing Raw and SmackDown every week?
And NXT 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. AEW is absolutely professional. But I think, yeah, of course, this is big news because they just bought another promotion. This was not possible 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Vince McMahon probably would have bought Ring of Honor on a discount. He would have put it on Sci-Fi. He would have jobbed out all the wrestlers, and then that would be it. And they would just dissolve like they did with ECW, like they did with WCW. So at least Tony Khan is gonna at least try to make what he just purchased good. He's not gonna just bury it. He has respect for Ring of Honor, so that's why it's huge news. Because if had this been 4 or 5 years ago, Vince McMahon would have bought that library, and we never would have heard of this Ring of Honor stuff ever again. So
yeah, they would have just put it. They would have just put it on the network. He may have brought a couple of talents in,
right?
And by now they would have been jobbed out or released by now.
Jay Lethal would have been running around for the 24/7 championship.
Absolutely, absolutely. You are absolutely
easily.
Right. He would be getting squashed. He'd be getting squashed by Bobby Lashley every week.
Every week,
absolutely.
He'd be in the Hurt Business, taking the pin.
Yep. Him and Cedric would be the Hurt Business. It wouldn't even be.
Yeah, right. So that's why the news is big. But getting back to the Casino Battle Royal, yeah, it's definitely tag team Royal Rumble. I think it's great. It allows like everyone to kind of get on TV and showcase what they have going on. So,
if I was Tony Khan, not for nothing, if the card wasn't so stacked this weekend, because it's like 45 matches on the card.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't so stacked this weekend, not for nothing, I would have put another casino Battle Royal on, and the winner would have just been the #1 contenders for the tag team champs after.
Yeah, because he has the issue of like he has very limited TV time and he's such a huge roster. So it's like giving people stuff to do and then kind of adding gimmicks to it. It's good problems to have, but it's definitely a problem for him.
Like tonight, he managed to put 15 tag teams on. I think it was 15 tag teams, if I'm not mistaken. Probably 15 tag teams. Guys who normally don't get TV time got TV time tonight, like the Wingmen.
Yeah.
Caesar Bernoni got TV time. Um, these are guys that you usually see like on Dark. Those guys got TV time. Two guys like 2.0. You can see now they're probably going to start a feud with Santana and Ortiz because they cost them the match. They get eliminated them.
What do you think of Santana and Ortiz?
Um, I'm trying to figure out where their angle is right now because 1 week is like they're feuding with Jericho, but then Jericho's talking about Kingston this week, and then they dap him up. So I don't know if that means that if they back together, are they going to turn on Jericho Sunday? I don't know. Like, I do think they should be fighting for the tag team titles. It's a travesty that they're not getting title matches, but
So many
I have
tag
faith to let
teams.
it.
There's so many tag
Yeah,
teams.
but
Like
let's be
FTR
clear,
gets no
honestly.
love.
But honestly, FTR and Santana and Ortiz should be the next ones in line because now you have Red Dragon and the Young Bucks right now, so they're going to cancel each other out on Sunday. That's why Jurassic Express is going to win. Um, and then you look at like Santana Ortiz and FTR should be the next ones to feud, and the winners should be number one contenders.
I have a question
FTR
for
should
you.
take those belts.
I have a question
Mm-hmm.
for you. Who is in AEW like really like a standout tag team? Would you say?
Um, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I can only think of one.
After tonight, I might have to say Top Flight because I'm
Really?
always curious to see what they can. Only because of the showing that they gave them tonight, I have to be. I'm curious to see what would they look like. What are they going to look like going forward now? Because I feel like they were high on Dante Martin,
Yeah.
and then it was like they kind of pushed back after the whole Leo Rush thing,
Yeah.
and it was almost like they were kind of spinning their wheels until his brother come back. And now that his brother's back, now my thing is, what are you going to
Top
do with
Flight,
them?
really?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. No, not ask a question, but the comment is, are they going to ascend up the tag team ranks and get into that FTR Young Buck conversation, or are they just going to stay stagnant like Private Party?
So here's my thing. Because I asked because as I look, there's a ton of tag teams, right? And there's a lot of talented tag teams.
A ton of tag.
There's so many, but to me, none of them really stand out. None of them really captivating. None of them, like if I don't see them on TV during the week, it doesn't matter to me. Like there's
I changed my mind. I have who's my breakout tag team. And
I know who you're gonna say. 'Cause I have mine. I have mine that you didn't mention.
I wonder if we're on the same page. Okay, let's just say if we're on the same page. They weren't in the Battle Royal tonight, right?
They weren't. Okay, here we're gonna say it. 3,
Okay, so
2, 1. The House of Black.
Kings of the Black. Yes.
Yo, they're the best. They're the best tag team. They're the best tag team by far. You want to see them on television. They have a cool entrance. They look cool. They look like just, they look like stars. All these other guys look like people I can find working at Walgreens.
And you know the scary part about that? Any one of the three combinations is dangerous.
Dangerous.
Black and Murph and Matthews now. Black and Matthews, Black and King and Matthews. Any one of the three combinations can be the most dangerous tag team combination.
The former boyfriend of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the current husband of Queen Zelina.
Yeah, right. But those guys they should be tag team champions. They will grow an audience.
Yeah, and they would hold. Yeah, they would dominate the tag division for a while too.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone else.
He still got Penta and Phoenix.
I was about to say that. That's the second best tag team of AEW. And then the third, my sleeper, would be the Acclaimed. I like the Acclaimed. I do like the Acclaimed because they're entertaining.
You know who I was big on at first, but they kind of fell off now? The Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
They can't never seem to stay healthy enough for me to really be interested in them.
AEW Dark Jobbers tag team now. It's just like, that ship has sailed for them.
They legitimately have like 20 tag teams on the roster.
It's so much so they have to have Royal Rumbles and stuff and like ladder matches with tag teams, like just to get everyone on television.
And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Tag team Royal Rumbles are so different. I'm okay with seeing it on TV.
Yeah, it's a cool gimmick. And I think like the Young Bucks are kind of just forgotten, really. Like when the Young Bucks lost the titles, they kind of got buried. Like they're buried out those titles.
Which goes to show you how deep that division is. That somebody like Young Bucks don't need. Okay, so let's take if it was WWE for example.
Yeah,
Young Bucks would have been in the title picture like every week since they lost it. some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, championship contenders matches with like the Street Profits. Yeah,
Yep. The same tag teams over and over again. Yet when the Young Bucks lost, they've never got a rematch. It went from like one tag team to the next tag team to the next. Well, not really, because Penta and Phoenix held it till he got hurt, and
yeah.
then Jurassic Express got it. But still, they're still defending the tag team titles here and there. So you can't be mad at that.
Has Jurassic Express have any interesting title defenses? I can't remember
No,
one.
they had one
Yeah,
against the Acclaim, one against the
yeah.
Gun Club.
The Gun
That was
Club.
it.
The
Shout out to
Gun
the Gun
Club
Club
is interesting.
with their HBK inspired
Yeah,
gear.
yeah. I saw that.
Hmm.
The Gun Club is interesting because it's like they not really. They probably shouldn't get as much run in that they do get. You know, I feel like there's.
Then, okay, put it this way, and this is what we should do when we do our like show, when we do like our drafts or whatever. When we finally get to do it,
Yep.
you should put like a secondary division for tag team titles. Like if AEW could create a secondary division of tag team championships, who would fit in that category? It would be teams like the Acclaim, teams like the Gun Club, teams like Bear Country, teams like
I like Bear Country.
yeah, I like Bear Country too. Teams like there would be like almost like intercontinental tag team titles or something like that, secondary tag belts. Those type of
Is
teams.
that it's the rosters is too big. Like I get Billy Gunn is a trainer and everything, but I feel like Gun Club. There's only so much you can do with them. It's very generic tag team.
Well, they're not gonna. They're not, and nothing big is gonna happen until they turn on their father.
Yes.
We know how this
Okay.
all
Yeah.
goes.
Something like that. And the same thing with like the Varsity Blondes. Like,
Well, the Varsity Blondes are gonna turn the Varsity Blondes. I don't. Even, I think they should just break up at this point. I don't see what's the sense of them even being a tag team still.
yeah, but I don't think that Pillman Jr. or what's his name, Brett Garrison, something
Mm-hmm.
Garrison,
Griff Garrison.
Griff Garrison, Griff
Mm-hmm.
Garrison. What a name.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
jock in it. It sounds like a young jock, right? Griff
Right. Yeah.
Garrison.
Griff Garrison. He's the football quarterback in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Football quarterback for AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think you bury those two guys if you split them up. They kind of have to be a tag team
Mm-hmm.
because there's no breakout
Yeah.
star there.
Yeah, neither one of those guys are TNT title material.
Right. Yeah. Not at all.
Oh, I read somewhere today that Tony Khan said he's waiting for Kenny Omega to come back to introduce the trios titles.
I don't know if I feel what I feel about the trios titles. I guess it's one of those things I have to see it.
Look, we talking about House of Black being tag team champs. Imagine if they're the first ever trios tag champs.
Does the House of Black need gold? Eventually they do, I
Yes,
guess. Yeah, eventually
everybody
they do.
does.
Everybody needs gold. Everyone needs gold.
Think about this. Imagine a trios tag team finals with the House of Black versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
I can go for that. Honestly, the trios titles, if you gave Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks those titles, you can do a lot with those.
Yeah,
You
because
can
then
do
you
a lot
still
with
have
those.
Adam Cole. Because you still have Adam Cole and Red
Adam
Flag.
Cole is supposed to go on with do what he does, whatever. Yeah, I'm not against that.
You can take the trios titles. You can take that a lot of different places.
Yeah, and it gives guys more stuff to do. So it's like there's singles
and then
matches,
with
there's
all these
doubles, and
damn-
there's triples.
With all these damn factions, you need trios titles.
Yeah,
Everybody's clicked up at AEW.
because the roster's too big.
Mhm.
Roster's way too big.
Some clicks make sense and some don't. But it is what it is, though.
Yeah, they're just trying to get everyone on television.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I think it'll be cool when I see it, a trios title.
Gotta see
So
what it looks like too.
yeah, it'll be something like those the Penny tag team titles that
Oh God, please
we had a
no.
couple while ago.
Oh God, I wish they would still WWE's logo of what the traditional tag team titles used to look like.
Yeah.
It'd just be like 6-man.
Looking at the what else happened in the show, it seemed like it was like a very like important things happened, but it was a very like bloated show. Like stuff happened, but
Yeah,
also stuff didn't happen. Like, all right, Ty Conti's
Thunder
going
Rosa picked
against
up a win,
Thunder Rosa picked up a win.
which means
Ty-
he's not winning on Sunday.
Ty Conti's gonna face Jay Cargill. They have booked themselves kind of into the corner with that women's division because I just don't see I don't see Ty Conti as like a credible competitor to anybody.
Mm-mm,
I just don't
mm-mm.
see it. She's like a Divas champion to me. She's not
With
a women's champion.
well, with the influx of ROH now,
Yeah,
there's a possibility you can add their women's roster. They have a pretty decent women's roster,
that's gonna
so
help a lot.
yes, immensely, tremendously. So it'll be interesting to see how. Oh well, first of all, we're over here talking like he's going to integrate the two companies.
Yeah,
He
we don't
might
know what's
not
gonna
even.
happen.
He might do like one big super show a year, which
WrestleMania
I'm all
weekend.
for that too. Yeah,
WrestleMania
I'm all for
weekend.
that too. Yeah, it is crazy, right? Because I'm looking at I was looking at the flyer for Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's back April 1st, and I'm like, okay, the cover has Shane Strickland on it, but he signed to AEW. How is that possible, right? This is before he said he made the announcement, right? Then I'm like, okay, their show's gonna be in Garland, Texas, which is where AEW runs a lot of their shows. I'm like, that's interesting. And then he said he buys Ring of Honor, and I'm like, it makes sense now.
Yeah,
It all makes sense now. So
he purchased Ring of Honor. It all makes sense. Master plan.
it's crazy, right? Because us as wrestling fans, we're like, okay, he purchased Ring of Honor. It's a big deal. But when Vince did it 20 years ago, we were like, yo, this is a huge deal.
Oh, that was a
But
much
now
bigger
as
deal,
wrestling,
though. That was a
I
much
know,
bigger
but
deal.
I know, but us as wrestling fans now, we're like, yeah, that's a big deal. Like, there's no, like, we're saying it's a big deal, but it's like no excitement in the voice.
Well,
Like, yeah,
here's the
that's a big
problem
deal.
Tony Khan had, because the biggest thing you could have did in wrestling was, I think the only last thing you can possibly do is this AEW versus WWE. That's the biggest thing you can do. AEW versus
Hmm.
WWE. The second thing, biggest thing you can do is have CM Punk come back after 7 year hiatus and walk onto your program. So it's like it's very difficult to have huge
Top those
announcements.
things.
It's hard to top those things. Like what else could you
So when
possibly do?
he sits here and says, yo, we have a big announcement, they're like, oh, yeah, it's another one.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
like he's the prisoner of his own success because it's like a huge announcement to him is like, oh, we brought back CM Punk.
no, a huge announcement to him is like, I got Christian Cage.
Yeah, but Christian Gage, yeah, I mean yeah, that just wasn't a huge announcement. Yeah, it wasn't. He hyped
No,
that.
it wasn't. I
He hyped
mean,
that.
I think it was a huge announcement for me. It was like, oh shit, this dude was just wrestling on WWE like a month ago.
Yeah,
Okay, Tony Khan got the checkbook out. That's what I kept thinking. Like, but besides that, like Christian hasn't even wrestled in months.
yeah, he hasn't. And and his shirt says outwork everybody.
Outwork anywhere.
My man
Yeah,
don't be
yeah.
working.
Outwork everybody as a manager, I guess.
My man don't be working at all. But hey, I don't know how they're gonna turn him heel with Jungle Boy, but maybe that's the
Oh, it's coming.
yeah,
It's
of
coming.
course, yeah. Jungle Boy versus Christian feud. That
He might even cost him the tag team titles. I wouldn't even be surprised.
oh man,
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised because eventually I still think they're gonna fight at Double or Nothing, Christian and Jungle Boy. I don't see Jurassic Express tag team champions by Double or Nothing.
So what do you do with Luchasaurus? He kind of gets buried. I feel like.
Luchasaurus is kind of like in the middle.
No, I'm saying like once Luchasaurus breaks up from Jungle Boy, it's over for him.
Turn turn heel and take the mask off. Let him be a monster.
I like that. He can't be Dino Douche anymore. He can't do it.
Nah, let him be the monster and let Christian manage him.
I like that. I like that. I like that idea
Okay, so
because
look, if done right, Jungle Boy can fight Christian at Double or Nothing and fight Luchasaurus at All Out. If done right.
I'll take Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus. Also, I'll take Luchasaurus as TNT champion as a monster.
I can go with that.
I can rock with
I
that.
can go with that. I feel like we haven't seen half the things Luchasaurus can do in the ring.
Yeah, yeah. It's time for his character to grow up. Like, come on, bro. You're a
Mm-hmm.
dinosaur. Like, really?
They can't be a dinosaur forever.
No,
If you do, you're gonna die.
you
So you
can't
got to
be. Yeah,
change it.
you gotta switch it up. What would you rate this episode from 1 to 5, and why?
Um, um, I would give it a 4. Solid action tonight. I'm a big fan of your go home shows doing exactly the purpose that they serve,
Yeah,
which is to promote your pay per view. And they did a great job of that tonight. They tied up the loose ends in the tag team division. Um, you know, they showed that Britt Baker's vulnerable in the storyline that she can't beat Thunder Rosa. which means all the more reason why she's gonna beat her on Sunday. Um, CM Punk and I mean,
Is
yeah,
she
CM Punk and yeah, I think so. I think so. CM Punk and MJF's gonna be a bloodbath.
the best
That's gonna
story in
be a
wrestling
good
right
one.
now?
Yeah, I'm picking. I'm gonna pick. hmm, I'm picking either Warlow or Keith Lee to win that on Sunday. But I'm leaning more towards Keith Lee because I feel like Sean Spears is gonna cost Warlow that match.
Now, okay, so the face of the Revolution ladder match, whoever wins that is the number one contender. What's
Yep.
this? What's the stipulation there?
Winner gets the TNT title shot.
Oh, winner gets TNT title shot. It's got to be Keith Lee then.
I'm yeah, I'm gonna feel like Warlow's about to be on the precipice of winning,
Yeah.
and
Or Wardlow. Wardlow's a
Sean
good pick.
Spears is gonna cost him that. Yeah, he's gonna cost him that.
I think. Well, I guess we'll
Um,
probably do a prediction show, but I'd say that Keith Lee's probably the best pick for that. I would like to see Keith Lee versus Sammy Guevara, like two very different styles.
if we're gonna do a prediction, yeah, if we do a prediction show, it should be like Sunday, like around like 6,
Yeah.
right before it starts.
We get that earlier than that. We gotta get that out. We gotta do that joint like
Oh, maybe 5.
Friday or something. Yeah,
Oh, Friday. Well, we could do
because
that.
people have to see it. Yeah, people
Just
have
let
to
me know. We
definitely
could do
see
it
it.
Friday.
But I'll be at SmackDown on Friday, baby, because they're in Miami. I gotta go now as a tribal chief. It's like a pilgrimage to Mecca.
Yeah. But Rampage is looking pretty good for Friday too.
Yeah,
And
that's
actually
gonna be.
putting Hook on the pay-per-view, but he's gonna be in a pre-show, which is smart.
Yeah. Where's
Thank you,
it taking place
Very
from?
smart.
The pay per view.
Orlando.
Orlando. It's a good city.
How far is Orlando from you? About 4
Like
hours.
yeah, it's like 2 hours. I'm gonna give this
Okay,
show
so
a 4 as well. I think for a go home show, especially looking at the other side of the networks, this was a great go home show. I think it sold the pay per view. Definitely interested in seeing what happens with MJF and CM Punk. And I think I'm kind of intrigued with the Adam Cole versus Adam Page match, although I'm not necessarily into how Adam Cole has been booked since he's been on AEW. And then you're gonna have a lot of great mid
Let me
card
ask you a
matches.
question.
What's up?
You think that's a clean finish?
Which match?
Cole and Hangman.
If I'm Hangman Adam Page, I want a clean finish, but I don't think you want to bury Adam Cole. So, how does
I'm
that
gonna
end?
go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell you how that's gonna end. And I might be right, I might be wrong, but I'm leaning more on the side of right. I feel like Red Dragon's gonna try to interfere. The Bucks are gonna interfere as well, and the Bucks are gonna accidentally cost Cole the match.
Yeah, that's a good booking. That's a good booking. Because Adam
Which
Adam
will then set up.
Page has to walk out the champion. They can't bury him that quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
So that makes
That's gonna
sense.
then turn that's gonna turn Page and that's gonna turn Cole and Red Dragon against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Right in perfect time for a Kenny return.
Right, and then they can feud for the trios titles or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
And it'll be a six man at Double or Nothing. The undisputed era of AEW. Versus
Or they'll put it
the-
on one of like those gimmick, Dynamite episodes they have. Like it's Beach Break or it's White Girl
Yeah.
Wednesday or whatever the heck they be having.
No, that match needs to go. Now, because think about it, Double or Nothing's only 2 months away.
I know, but that's
Yeah,
like that's 8 episodes in between. You gotta fill space.
Yeah, but the Bucks can get jumped, and Omega could come back in the end of April. Oh, I mean, not even. He could come back in the middle of April, and you can build that match for a month.
I mean, they gave us CM Punk on versus
CM
MJF.
Punk think about it. CM Punk and MJF have been feuding since the third, Wednesday after Revolution.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
I
and
mean,
they
no,
fought.
oh,
They
yeah.
fought on television.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
that's what I'm saying. So they probably, the bumper rating, they might have that on television, and there's a rematch on pay per view.
I'm starting to realize that AEW is slowly starting to do rematches, though. You notice that?
Yeah, because you have to.
Not much, but
you have to.
Not much, but you can see that they're starting to really slowly bring in rematches.
I mean, to be honest, I miss the old days where, like, all right, the champion loses, he gets another title shot, he gets a chance to redeem himself, and then it moves on. But they just stopped that completely. I miss those days.
WWE did that. No more rematches.
No more
But then give
rematches.
rematches to, but then give rematches to who they feel like giving rematches to.
Goldberg can just show up and be like, "You're next. And I'll see you in Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia."
No, it don't work like that. Like I wish a wrestler was smart enough to be like, yo, no, it don't work that way. Like, who are you? Like,
I
you
wish
haven't won in like 2 years.
I wish other sports work like that. Like Michael Jordan can just show up in the NBA Finals and be like, "Y'all are next," and just
I mean,
play.
I mean, realistically, so Michael Jordan might be the only one that could say something like that and get away with it.
It's gonna be Michael Jordan versus the Golden State Warriors in the 2022 NBA Finals.
The Bulls of '96 versus the Warriors
Yeah,
of now.
they just show up with a Money in the
Jordan
Bank
still scores
briefcase.
like, and Jordan still scores like 40 points.
Yeah, that'd be disgusting.
But yeah, this was a pretty good AEW show. I feel like it's weird because I feel like when they do good shows like these, it don't crack the million mark. But when I be like, oh, this show wasn't decent, it was alright. That's when they seem to get over that 1 million mark. So I don't know, it'd be interesting.
So, because here's the thing, that's what makes me skeptical. That's the only thing that really makes me skeptical about AEW because, and CM Punk touched up on this. I heard him in an interview and he said that he believes that there's no casual wrestling fans anymore. Wrestling is a thing that's very much more niche. So it's like if you're gonna tune in, you're gonna tune in. Like people just don't kind of flip through the channels and watch Monday Night Raw. So with AEW, since it's really very much catered to a niche wrestling audience, it's going to be very difficult to grow that audience because, like, all right, for example, like to compare WWE at least has like they'll have like Logan Paul, people or Jake Paul, whatever one. Jake Paul is Jake Paul, right?
That's Logan. That's Logan.
Oh, Logan Paul. They'll have Logan Paul, so people know Logan Paul. They'll have like, people know who Brock Lesnar is. People know who Johnny Knoxville is. So that actually gets eyes on the product. AEW is not gonna do that. They're just kind of like, no, this promotion is for wrestling fans and wrestling fans only. So that audience is only so big. So it is kind of hard to consistently pop a million view mark on the show because there's not that many wrestling fans.
I just feel like okay, in the WWE to AEW comparison, right? At this point, you feel like AEW gives you a little bit different variety, right?
Yeah,
As a WWE fan, because I'm still a WWE fan, although I prefer AEW over them.
for sure.
Certain things scratch
For certain things.
make you scratch. So yeah, like this unification match, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so you're telling me as a wrestling fan that I should not care about nobody else but Brock and Roman. That you're telling me that you don't have anybody else capable enough to defend the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Okay, so this is one thing I realized about WWE. WWE does not care about telling the small stories, the day to day get you. They're worried about telling the big stories. So because when you think of WWE in your head, right, you think of like Rock Austin, you think of like McMahon versus Austin, you think of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. You don't think about Carmella versus Rhea Ripley or something, So the stuff that gets them from episode to episode, they don't care about, and because they cater to a different audience. They only cater to the audience that wants to see like, oh, Ronda Rousey's back. Ronda Rousey's facing Sasha Banks, or Ronda Rousey's facing Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't care about the small stuff because they're thinking like macro instead of micro, which makes sense. Yeah.
It's like, no, I get it because it's a head scratcher because you'll look at certain situations like you'll be like, yo, why can't they get 1,000,005, right? And then you'll look at somebody like Goldberg who will come back and be like, y'all want a title shot now, and the crowd is going crazy. And
Pops
I'm like,
ratings.
This is the reason why.
Gets views on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah,
like,
we're the problem.
The reason why.
Yeah.
We all no, they're the problem because I'm smart enough to know I don't want Goldberg on my team.
I mean, we as fans, we as fans are the problem because when Goldberg comes out, although we hate him, he's popping ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So
no,
money talks.
And then when WWE is making record earnings every year, why would they want to change?
Wow, they want to change it. I wouldn't want to change it either.
When WrestleMania is selling out 2 nights in a row at $100,000 seat stadium for, let's just say, a Goldberg. I know for
Brock versus Roman. We've seen it. We've seen it a billion times. We've seen it so many times.
18. Exactly.
But we've never seen it with 2 titles on the line, though. We've never seen it with 2 titles on the line.
Which is crazy because they still plan on having 2 separate. No, which is crazy because they still plan on having two separate champions after. So I don't know how they're gonna pull this one off.
Um,
I read the other day that they still plan on having two separate champions
I read
after.
that too.
So I don't know what. So I don't. So Roman's gonna win both and then just be like, okay, I don't want this one, so they're gonna have a tournament.
When's Money in the Bank? June. Money in the Bank's
Yep.
June, right around the corner. Someone cashes in on Roman. He got one title.
Yeah, but then you. Yeah, but then you beat Roman. That's the thing. And it's like, who do you who do you have the confidence enough to cash it in and beat Roman?
The
You see
Rock.
what I'm saying? Because if you're sitting here telling me right now that there's nobody capable enough to defend a WWE championship at WrestleMania, how am I supposed to believe there's going to be somebody capable enough to cash in a Money in the Bank briefcase and then beat Roman later on down the line?
I have the answer. Who's gonna beat Roman Reigns?
It's the Shane McMahon.
No. Oh, I should have thought of that. The
Fuck.
person, if it's not The Rock, the person that defeats Roman Reigns for whatever title he's holding will be Braun Breaker.
I agree. Because they're about the only one. Him and with a slim chance of a Drew McIntyre. There's
Oh,
about the
God, no.
only two people that have a chance.
It's over for Drew McIntyre.
But you know what? I wouldn't be mad. You know why? You know why I wouldn't be mad at Drew winning? Because Drew still hasn't got his big moment in front of the fans.
It's
That
not
man
go-
deserved it.
It's
He
not
held
gonna
it
be
down
Drew.
in the pandemic
It's.
era.
I can guarantee it's not gonna be Drew. I can certainly guarantee it's not gonna be Drew. That ship has came and sailed away. It's over. He's fighting Madcap Moss in Saudi Arabia. It's over for Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, because I like he's a great look. I thought he was a great champion, but it's over for him.
There's plenty of time between now and June to build up Braun Breaker. He'd have to lose the NXT title first, but
That's fine.
you know,
It's a farm
still-
system.
I mean, if you really want to be honest about it, if AJ wins at WrestleMania, he has a chance. I would put AJ as a chance of beating Roman.
Too old. You got to build new stars. You have to build new people because then you're stuck with like Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again, and Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, but this time Brock has a hat on and just stupid gimmicks. So you got to eventually build bigger stars.
Or this time Brock Lesnar got Paul Heyman back.
Yeah, or this time they're gonna thumb wrestle at Thumb WrestleMania.
Or this time it's Roman versus Brock. He can't use the F5 and he can't use the spear.
Yeah, right. And they gotta do it in 2K23. And
Yeah,
Brock has an
Roman
Xbox and Roman has a
so
PS5.
he
How
can't
could?
do this?
Yeah,
Yeah, and Roman can't use the Superman punch because he has one hand tied behind his back. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid. Like,
it's never gonna stop.
but you're right though. Like I'm tired of seeing Brock versus Roman. The
Yeah,
only thing that saved it this time is this new. The only thing that saved it this time is this new Brock Lesnar, this new energetic Brock Lesnar. That's the only reason. If it was the same old Brock, it would be the same old shit.
yeah, they couldn't do that. They knew they couldn't do that though. They had to kind of switch it up a little bit because they keep on doing
No.
this story.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Exactly.
But yeah, this has been fun. Let's wrap this up here. Yeah, so I said it was a 4 show. You said it was a 4 show. And stick with us, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. We gotta figure out when we're gonna schedule out that prediction show for the AEW pay-per-view on Sunday. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, so you guys, we will have that to you. But make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell to get alerted on when we drop new content. But anything else you want to say, Rel, before I lock up the studio?
Make sure you tune into our prediction shows. Make sure you tune into all of our shows. We're gonna have more content coming soon. I might just start doing breaking news. If something really big happens during the course of the day, if I can get to a laptop or a computer real quick, I might just jump on and do something. So definitely gonna have more content though coming soon.
More content coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the Wrestling Never Sleeps podcast. For Rels, I am Jared Never Sleeps. We'll see you next time. And of course, it's still real to me, damn it. Good night.